सहस्रादिसंवत्सरा पूर्वम् नरज्ञानमुद्धारणाय समर्पितम् आदियोगिराज्यं सप्तर्षिभ्यो बोधितम् अतिश्रेष्ठम् इदं विशालं विज्ञानम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम् आदियोगिं नमस्तुभ्यं प्रसीद योगेश्वर जन्ममरणोऽलङ्कृत महाकाल नमोऽस्तु ते आदियोगिं नमस्तुभ्यं प्रसीद योगेश्वर जन्ममरणोऽलङ्कृत महाकाल नमोऽस्तु ते ज्ञानशृङ्गवृषारूढं प्रचण्डं विश्वेश्वरं जटाधूतं भस्माङ्गम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम् पृथ्वीतेजोदकं वायुं वशीकृतमाकाश्य च महाभूतेश्वरं देवम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम् पृथ्वीतेजोदकं वायुं वशीकृतमाकाश्य च महाभूतेश्वरं देवम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम् हरं देवम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम् निर्गुणं त्रिगुणं पारं रुद्रहरं सदाशिवं बन्धपाशहरं देवम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम् त्रिनेत्रं गङ्गाधरं सोमकुण्डलभूषितं नागराजधरं देवम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम् दक्षिणाभिमुखस्थितं योगविज्ञानमोक्षदं सप्तऋषिभिर्वन्दितम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम् दक्षिणाभिमुखस्थितं योगविज्ञानमोक्षदं सप्तऋषिभिर्वन्दितम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम्
Namaskaram everyone. First and foremost, it's such a delight for me to congratulate Krishnamurthy Garu and the Vedic Wellness University for what a path-breaking mission to restore the value of Sanatana Dharma, of the Vedic essence. About myself, I'm the CEO of a technology startup here, Clean Software. Previously, I was one of the vice presidents at one of the divisions at Apple. And I've had a fantastic journey of being part of about 8 startups here. Some of them went public, and some of them got good acquisitions. But in my journey, what I realized was I thought my success always was defined by starting a company and getting it through an exit. Someday, I think in 2007, that was probably the greatest pivot that happened in my life, where I had two failures and I did not know how to handle it. And that's when I probably spent about $2.5 million in healthcare. I was running around different hospitals. At that time, the greatest wealth happened to me. I was introduced to the field of yoga. Since 2009, now it's probably over 13 years, I probably have not skipped the practice of yoga, even for a day. Even if you were to travel with me on a flight, you would see me doing yoga, and sometimes you would even see me teaching the flight attendants do yoga. And it's not a joke. On my recent Indian flight back from India, I was actually teaching some of the flight attendants on how to do yoga. But what you've seen here, the physical expression, is such a very tiny dimension. What Krishnamurti said, I started exploring the philosophy of yoga. I studied Patanjali Yoga Sutras. I started reading more about Advaita philosophy, the Vedanta philosophy, the Upanishads, and there is so much wealth of the wisdom right now, and which is what I'm now incorporating in my way of life. So now I'm able to pursue my adventures or explorations or entrepreneurship in a much more joyful way. It liberated me. Now I'm blessed with two daughters. My older one went to Stanford. She did a double major in computer science and major. She won probably all the awards that she could get. She works at Facebook. Now she's going to Columbia Med. And my younger one goes to Penn State. And I started a nonprofit called the 10YEC Youth Excellence Center, where I want to cultivate, very much like Krishnamurti, but of course he's very, very well ahead, where we want to cultivate the entrepreneurial and excellence mindset based on yogic powers. There are three yogic powers: Yama, Niyama, and Samyama. Yama and Niyama, it's so fortunate that we are speaking of those universal human values of non-violence, being truthful. These are all the core foundation that our kids, our youth, need to pursue their entrepreneurial journey on. We have lost it. We've lost it because as parents, particularly in the Indian community, first question that everybody asks is, where is your daughter or the son going? What college? What job? And what is their SAT scores? And in the last 3 or 4 months, I've been talking to a lot of parents. Some of the folks, brilliant kids who got admitted to Yale and who finished MBA, they all committed suicide. It's high time we all wake up to restoring our own dharma. The journey needs to be joyful. In fact, the word journey is so beautiful. It's the first 2 letters and the last one is the joy. When the joy is lost in the journey, it doesn't matter. You could be in Columbia, you could be in Stanford, but the end goal is just a catastrophe. So the Patanjali's essence is yoga is all about chitta vritti nirodha. It's about organizing your mind to be focused and harmonious. And Patanjali reveals one of the greatest secrets for everyone, particularly youth, which is the secret to pursue excellence. You can do anything that you want, provided you can control your mind. Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. When you apply these 3 skills in a very systemic way, you can actually achieve everything. The universe surrenders to you. But today we are racing ahead to get what we want without organizing our mind. So what's happening is there is emissions. The residue is happening. So it's high time we all embrace our own foundational values and impart this education, like what Krishnamurti sir said, the Vedic wellness, as a core part of the foundation that we need to impart to our youth so that they can build a better world, build a world of excellence based on yogic superpowers. The journey is going to be the joy. So I'm going to talk about one of my favorite Yoga Sutra, and I'm going to talk about 1 minute and then do this. Most of the time, we lose our peace because of people, how we deal with people, because that's the biggest issue that we have. So Patanjali, in his greatest wisdom, he revealed one secret. It goes something like this: how to deal with people. Maitri Karuna Mudito Upeksham Sukha Dukkha Punya Apunya Sukha Dukkha Punya Apunya Vishayanam Bhavana Chitta Prasadhanam. Bhavana Chitta is how to keep your mind peaceful. So Patanjali defined like there are 4 types of people. The people who are joyful, people who are happy, people sukha, people who are sad, suffering, and then people who do good things like Krishnamurti Garu, which is punya, and the people who do bad things. This is what we deal with in our day-to-day life. But the thing is, these are not like 4 different categories of people, somebody 25%, 25%. We all take those roles. Sometimes we do good things, sometimes we do bad things, sometimes we are happy, sometimes we're sad. So what Patanjali revealed as the greatest wisdom is, when people are happy, that means they're closer to their true state of divinity. So what he says is, be friends with them. So that means what you have done is, you have actually multiplied the divinity. You are happy, you are happy. So we are always being joyful. People who are sad, suffering, Patanjali says, don't befriend them. Because what you've done is, when somebody is sad, they shifted away from their true state of the divinity. And if you go in, and if you also say, like, oh, sorry, I also feel this way, what you've done is now you multiply that. What Patanjali says is, invoke compassion, karuna. Your entire job is to help them so that they go from the sad state to a happy state, and then friends them. And then how do you help them? It's just like a GPS. Like, for example, when you're driving up here, if you make a wrong thing, the GPS lady don't yell at you. Right? Didn't I tell you? I didn't ask you to eat a donut. That's not how we should be. Like the GPS lady, it nicely, gently says like, make a U-turn and come here. It never loses the temper. So Patanjali said like, be like a GPS and get to that. And then people who are doing good things, like Krishnamurti Garu, okay? He says, mudita, be inspired, celebrate others people's success. Today, what happens if somebody is successful, we try to poke holes. They won a lottery or they may have cheated. In that, what happened is, you only lost your own peace. Instead, celebrate other people's success and be joyful, be inspired, take them as role models so that you also become happy. And the last one, people who are doing bad things, don't dwell on that. Upeksha. Upeksha, be tolerant, be compassionate, but shift your awareness to the good qualities and then start amplifying them. So Patanjali, in one sutra, it basically gave us the secret. So if you can impart such wisdom to our youth, they can, number one, lead a better life for themselves, and they can also create a world of excellence and joy around them. So with that, thank you very much for the opportunity. I will talk to you.
I just want to thank you for Srini coming from all the way from Dallas.
Mike.
All the way from Dallas, he came here today. I just want to give you a word of